these two, and Gout working so hard to get to him, and he gets there. Gout takes it by a metre and moving away. 20-0 as they tire, so he eases past them. It's a personal best for Gout.
At first, people thought the footage was glitched, like someone accidentally hit fast forward. But what if I told you it wasn't a camera trick, and the kid in that clip is only 17 years old? Gout Gout is a 17-year-old sprinting phenomenon from Queensland, Australia. Born in Ipswich to South Sudanese parents, Gout is already rewriting what we thought was possible for a teenager in track and field. His 200-meter time of 20.02 seconds didn't just set a national and continental record, it melted minds online. People couldn't believe it. The footage went viral, not because of the win itself, but because viewers genuinely thought it was fake. It looked like someone hit the fast-forward button, and to be fair, it's hard to blame them. Gout's form, speed, and acceleration defied logic. And here's where the curiosity starts to spiral. People weren't just confused by the speed, some viewers slowed the clip down frame by frame, trying to find signs of digital trickery. Was it an edit? A replay error? A viral marketing stunt? Number just Gout Gout, doing what he does best, shredding expectations with every step. This wasn't his first jaw-dropper either. Just a year earlier, in April 2025, Gout ran a wind-assisted 19.84 seconds at the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth, at just 16 years old. Sure, it was wind-dated, which meant it couldn't count for official record books, but that didn't stop the internet from exploding. Clips of the race hit every corner of social media. People around the world were suddenly asking, who is this kid? His stride length was surreal. His top-end speed seemed to kick in before everyone else even left the curve. It wasn't just fast. It looked like something from a different species.
Gout Gout has broken the magical 20-second barrier as he took the 200-metre title at the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth. The teenager's biggest...
Gout, we knew we'd see this in the final 50, so let's watch the young superstar rise. He's flying. He will be Gout of this universe.
His 19.84 wasn't a fluke. Teammates say he looked calm even before the gun. No nerves, just focus. Trackside witnesses said it was like watching the air itself split open. 1 second he was in the blocks, the next he was 10 meters ahead of the field. It wasn't just that he won, it was the way he won. A teenager running a time most pros dream of, and doing it with terrifying ease. Fast forward to June 24th, 2025. Ostrava, Czech Republic. Gout makes his senior-level international debut at the Golden Spike meet. He lines up next to experienced sprinters like Cuban Rainier Mena. And then, boom! Gout blows past the field to finish in 20.02 seconds. Wind legal. That's not just a personal best. It's an Australian and Oceanian record. And he did it in his first international senior race. Social media had a meltdown. Again, the footage sparked disbelief, not just for the time, but for the way he ran it. It was smooth, effortless, optical illusion tier speed. The angles of his race clips were dissected like crime scene footage. Commentators replayed it with voiceovers filled with disbelief. Coaches paused their sessions just to show athletes what elite-level mechanics really looked like. Even sprinters from rival countries began reposting his videos just to ask, how is this possible? Former sprinter John Stephenson described Gout's running style as tiptoeing over the ground. And that's not a joke. Experts have pointed out his incredibly stiff ankles, a biomechanical advantage that reduces energy loss with each step. Combine that with top-tier posture, minimal ground contact time, and freakish top-end acceleration, and you've got something truly special. His mechanics are already being compared to legends like Usain Bolt and Carl Lewis. It's not just hype. Physics supports it. Less vertical oscillation, clean transitions, maximum propulsion. He's floating. What makes this even more insane, he's still growing. At 6 feet 1 inch, his frame is built for sprinting, but sports scientists believe he hasn't even hit his final stride development yet. Every month, every training cycle, he's sharpening. Imagine Bolt's build, with a lower center of gravity and no wasted motion. That's what has coaches worldwide watching every frame like it's a cheat code. That 20.02 second stunner, it happened just 1 week ago, June 24th, 2025. That same week, Gout's name lit up sports headlines across Australia and beyond. News outlets scrambled to profile the teenager whose form and time had instantly turned him into a global name. From Queensland to Tokyo, the reaction was electric. Scouts, agents, analysts, everyone wanted a piece of the story, and it's only gaining momentum.
Gout Gout's professional debut in Europe went exactly to plan. The 17-year-old flying to victory in the 200 metres at the Golden.
One scout was even quoted saying, "If this kid stays healthy, we might be looking at the next world record holder." It sounds extreme until you watch the footage again and again and realize there's no ceiling yet. And now, the road ahead is just as electrifying. Gout is slated to run at the Monaco Diamond League U23 meet on July 11th. That's just days away. It's his next big test against world-class rising stars. Beyond that, the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo this September. That would be his first senior global event, a potential face-off against Olympic veterans. Not bad for someone who just turned 17 in December. But the spotlight comes with shadows. Gout has already faced intense media scrutiny and even racist backlash online. Some questioned his Australianness, pointing to his South Sudanese heritage, but support came fast and loud. Fans, fellow athletes, and journalists were quick to clap back, celebrating Gout as the pride of Ipswich and a beacon of modern Australian sport. His coach says he's mentally rock solid, focused, unshaken. When asked about the noise, Gout responded calmly, "Nothing stops me when I get on that track." That mental clarity may be his biggest weapon yet. Pressure, he eats it. Attention, he tunes it out. When you've gone viral for just being yourself, when legends are name-dropping you before your 18th birthday, there's no room for ego, just speed, precision, and the next record waiting to fall. Let's recap the sprint so far. At age 16, he blasted a 19.84 in Perth, albeit wind-aided. Then at 17, he posted a 20.02 in Ostrava that broke official records and left jaws on the floor. Along the way, he drew international attention for his form, style, and composure. Now, he's been selected for the Monaco U23 and the World Championships. Every time he steps onto the track, another milestone gets crushed. Every video clip becomes another viral moment. And now, we're left with the one question that keeps echoing across comment sections, sports forums, and group chats. If this is what he's doing at 17, what happens at 21? It's a chilling thought. Because we're not just looking at another promising junior, we're looking at someone who could redefine the sport itself. Don't blink, because the next time Gout hits the track, you might miss history in the making. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay ahead of the story. This isn't just another sprinter. This is a once-in-a-generation phenomenon, and his next step could shatter everything we thought we knew about speed.
There is Gout Gout. Quite a sensation, this young man. Australia love him, partly because of the name, partly because he is just brilliant. Who now expects Amenya to lead into the straight, and Gout, their third from left, to come back at him once they get into the straight. His first race as a pro in Europe, this from Gout Gout. Now he's got a target. Menya moving away from him, Morizzi in the headband. A battle between these two, and Gout working so hard to get to him, and he gets there. Gout takes it by a metre and moving away. 20.04. Battling all the way. The strongest part of his race is always that last 50. He holds his form so well. It's an optical illusion. It looks like he's accelerating, but he's not. Nobody does. Maybe Bolt did back then, but Gout wouldn't be, but he's holding his form, and as the others slow, as they tire, so he eases past them. It's a personal best for Gout, 20.02. We're just checking what the wind was doing in that. Zero wind, still air there, and Gout has taken it to Menya and said, "Anything you've got, boy, I've got more."
Australian athletics just witnessed something extraordinary. Gout Gout, a 17-year-old high school student from Queensland, demolished his own national record on his first race in Europe. The Golden Spike meet in Ostrava, Czech Republic, became the stage for one of the most stunning debuts in recent athletics history. Gout Gout represents everything remarkable about modern athletics. Born in Ipswich near Brisbane to South Sudanese parents who immigrated to Australia in 2005, he stands as one of 7 children in his family. His name carries special significance, originally spelled Gout, before mistranslation from Arabic during his early childhood. The correct pronunciation is Gout, not how most people initially read it. This Queensland teenager still attends Ipswich Grammar School, balancing Year 12 studies with professional athletics. His parents fled Sudan for Egypt before eventually settling in Australia. The war-torn country of Sudan has never won an Olympic gold medal, making Gout's emergence even more significant for his heritage. The comparisons to Usain Bolt started early and continue growing stronger. Both athletes share remarkably similar physical attributes: tall, slim physiques with distinctive long-legged, high-kicking running styles. Their shared love for Manchester United Football Club adds another parallel. Bolt himself acknowledged the similarities, sending an Instagram direct message saying, "He looks like young me after watching Gout's race videos." The Golden Spike meet in Ostrava provided the perfect stage for Gout's international breakthrough. This World Athletics Continental Tour Gold event attracted a sold-out crowd of 15,000 spectators. The teenager had to wait for a mid-year school holidays to make his professional racing debut in Europe. There is Gout Gout. Australia love him, partly because of the name, partly because he is just brilliant, commentator Tim Hutchings announced as the world watched this phenomenon for the first time. The race setup positioned Gout in lane 6, creating perfect timing for Wednesday morning television news shows back in Australia. His main competition came from Cuban Rainier Mina, who had won the last 2 Diamond League 200-meter races. Mina represented seasoned international experience against Gout's raw teenage talent. Gout delivered exactly what the athletics world hoped to see. He clocked 20.02 seconds in the 200 meters, improving his own Australian national record by 0.02 of a second. The legal win reading measured exactly 0.0 meters per second, making this performance completely legitimate. His victory margin told the complete story. Rainier Mina finished second in 20.19 seconds, a gap of 0.17 seconds. Britain's Nathaniel Mitchell-Blake claimed third place with 20.60 seconds. The dominance was clear and decisive. "I feel good, new personal best, new national record in my first European race," Gout told reporters afterward. "I don't feel any pressure because as soon as I step out on that track, it's just me by myself and what I've got to do, my favorite thing, and that's to run." The race strategy unfolded exactly as Gout predicted. Mina led through the first 100 meters as expected. Gout trailed by approximately 1 meter entering the final 50 meters. Then his signature strong finish took control. Commentary analysis revealed something fascinating about Gout's racing style. Tim Hutchings explained the optical illusion that makes Gout appear to accelerate while others slow down. Hutchings explained, "The strongest part of his race is always the last 50 meters. He holds his form so well, it's an optical illusion. It looks like he is accelerating, but he is not. Nobody does. Maybe Bolt did back then, but Gout wouldn't be. He is holding his form. As the others slow, they tire. He eases past them." This technical aspect explains why Gout prefers the 200 meters over shorter distances. "I definitely like 200 more than 100 because 100 is a bit too short for me. You get the start, and then you're already at the finish line," he explained. "I really like getting out and getting to my top speed and holding it to the finish line. So 200 is great and I love it." His race strategy centers on this strength. Gout acknowledges his starts represent his biggest weakness, but his finishing power compensates dramatically. If he stays within striking distance coming off the turn, victory becomes probable. Gout's personal best times across multiple distances showcase his versatility. 60 meters, 6.98 seconds. 100 meters, 10.17 seconds. 200 meters, 20.02 seconds. New Australian record. 400 meters, 46.20 seconds. The wind-assisted controversy adds context to his true speed potential. At the Australian National Championships in Perth during April 2025, Gout recorded times of 19.84 and 19.98 seconds in the 200 meters. Both performances were ruled illegal due to excessive tailwind above the 2.0 meters per second threshold. These wind-assisted times would have shattered the sub-20-second barrier. The legitimacy of his 20th.02 performance in Ostrava, achieved with zero wind assistance, demonstrates his capability to break that psychological milestone soon. His youth record collection spans multiple categories. Gout holds Australian under-16 records in both 100 and 200 meters. He set the 100-meter record at age 14 with 10.57 seconds. His 200-meter record came at age 15 with 20.87 seconds. The Bolt comparisons carry statistical weight beyond surface similarities. At age 17, Bolt's fastest legal time was 19.93 seconds, achieved 4 months before his 18th birthday. Gout's current best legal time stands at 20.02 seconds, with his 18th birthday still months away on December 29, 2025. The Ostrava connection creates additional parallels. Bolt made his European debut at this same meet when he was 17 years old, though he actually competed there first in 2006 at age 19, running 20.28 seconds. Bolt held the meet record of 19.83 seconds, set as a 21-year-old in 2008, when Gout was barely 6 months old. Current world rankings place Gout as the 11th fastest man globally in 2025. He moved from equal 7th to equal 6th on the all-time under-20 list. American Arion Knight holds the under-20 record with 19.49 seconds from 2022. Gout's psychological approach sets him apart from typical teenage athletes. His confidence borders on remarkable for someone his age. I don't feel any pressure, because as soon as I step out on that track, it's just me by myself and what I've got to do. My favorite thing, and that's to run. So, I just go out there and run, and nothing stops me from doing that, he stated after his Ostrava victory. Previous statements reveal even greater self-assurance. When asked about attention following his breakthrough performance last December, Gout declared, "For me, pressure makes diamonds, and I guess I'm better than a diamond." His response to constant Bolt comparisons shows maturity beyond his years. Who doesn't want to be Usain Bolt? Being compared to Usain Bolt feels great, but I would like to put my personality in the upcoming story, he explained. I'm just me trying to be me. I do sometimes look like him, but obviously I'm making a name for myself, and I think I've done that pretty well. Gout's transition to professional athletics happened rapidly. After winning the 200 meters and 400 meters at the 2024 GPS Track and Field Championships in Queensland, he turned professional and signed a sponsorship deal with Adidas. His training evolution includes high-profile exposure. At the start of 2025, Gout traveled to Florida to train with Noah Lyles, the Olympic 100-meter champion and 3-time 200-meter world champion. Lyles' coach, Lance Brauman, identified areas for improvement, particularly noting the need for better starts. Noah gave him little hints here and there, added Di Shepard, Gout's primary coach who has worked with him since age 13. Shepard first noticed his sprinting ability when he was 13 years old. The Florida trip focused more on exposing Gout to high-performance environments rather than technical overhauls. Recent training improvements showed immediate results in Ostrava. I felt stronger in training these last couple of months, and I felt good since I got to Europe last Thursday, Gout reported after his record-breaking performance. Gout's immediate racing schedule builds toward major championships. His next appearance comes at the Monaco Diamond League meet at Stade Louis II on July 11, 2025. However, he will compete in the under-23 200-meter race rather than the open division. The World Championships in Tokyo from September 13th to 21st, 2025 represent his primary season goal. Obviously, the World Championships is the main goal, and I just want to see what I can do on the world stage against professional athletes, he stated. I just want to get out there and kind of prove myself. Before Tokyo, Gout must return to Australia for more Year 12 schoolwork. This balance between athletics and education reflects his grounded approach to career development.
The track here now, Gout gets up on John, moves past John, he can't be stopped, he is incredible, 10.17. 10.17. Oh, wow. He started behind the 8 ball.
At just 16 years old, Gout has done what many athletes spend their lives chasing, clocking an eye-watering 10.17 seconds in the 100 meters at the Queensland Track Classic. He didn't just break records, he shook the foundations of Australian sprinting. This isn't just a story about speed, it's about defying expectations, embracing identity, and setting sights on Olympic greatness. Gout's journey starts in Ipswich, Queensland. Born to South Sudanese parents who escaped a war-torn homeland, Gout was raised on stories of perseverance and grit. His parents, like many immigrants, faced cultural and economic hurdles, but were determined to give their children a better life. Their resilience was passed down to Gout, who would channel it into his athletic ambitions. Interestingly, his name itself tells a story. Originally spelled Gout, a simple immigration error changed it to Gout. Rather than correcting it, his family embraced the new identity. That name, unusual and often mispronounced, would soon be echoed in stadiums and headlines across the country. Before he was sprinting into record books, Gout was dribbling soccer balls across suburban fields. Like many kids his age, he idolized Cristiano Ronaldo, mimicking his moves and dreaming of football stardom. But fate had other plans. During a school athletics carnival in year 7, Gout stepped onto the track and left everyone, including himself, stunned by his raw speed. It wasn't long before coaches and scouts began to take notice. Transitioning to full-time track training, he ditched the cleats for spikes. That decision, made in his early teens, would become the cornerstone of a legacy in the making. What amazed coaches even more was his natural running form, fluid, powerful, and uncoached. It was as if speed was wired into his DNA. December 20th, 24. The Australian All-Schools Athletics Championships. Gout lines up for the 100 meters, his face composed, his focus laser-sharp. What happened next would rewrite record books. He blazed through the heats in a wind-assisted 10.04 seconds, but in the final, with legal wind conditions, he delivered a staggering 10.17 seconds. That time wasn't just a win, it was a record. The fastest ever by an Australian under-18 athlete. What made this moment even more electrifying was the lit up among his competitors. They knew they were witnessing something historic.
The track here now, Gout gets up on John, moves past John, he can't be stopped, he is incredible, 10.1